Hello. That was stupid, but I'm going to leave it in anyways. How's it going? It's been going great for me. This video is going to be slightly shorter because I want to go back to playing Elden Ring. It's a good game. And also, I just got a tattoo, as you can possibly tell. So, that's still fucking healing. Probably be fully somewhat healed by next week. But this is one that I randomly thought about because, I think about random things, and that is power systems within manga, as well as in general most different series and such. And it is something that I've always been somewhat fascinated by, but at the same time deeply annoyed by, because you can have a very compelling story with a very interesting, unique set of powers that are within this world that you are crafting and making, but most of the time it just feels like most series, shows, everything like that just use generic powers that don't do much. And I'm not saying that like every single power out there has to have crazy intense complexity, but at the very least, could you maybe put more effort into your power systems? And this is one of the reasons that I have problems with the isekai genre, even though I do wholeheartedly enjoy it. But at the end of the day, they usually, with those, just slap on a video game type status type thing and ignore any other sort of power interesting combinations. And also the other small part is the scaling of said powers don't really feel great when you read them. So in order to possibly explain it, I'm gonna choose two different sort of stories that most people would know about because they are popular in and of itself, and that is Dragon Ball and Hunter x Hunter, which have two very distinct powers, which I keep on saying very, but they have sort of the same feel where they're basically shown in battle series. But out of the two, Hunter x Hunter has the better power system, and Dragon Ball quite literally just feels kind of boring at points with its power. I'm not saying that it's a boring series, but when you just take the system of power that each of them have, or if you're reading fantasy novels, it's usually called the magic system. Dragon Ball doesn't really have that much complexity. It's mostly boils down to, in fights, them punching and shooting out beams of energy, and I guess that's fun for the first part, and then after that it becomes kind of boring and there's no real complexity to bite into. It is literally the power system within Dragon Ball is there to serve the story and not do much of anything. The characters grow powerful because they are supposed to grow powerful, yes, but they grow powerful because it makes thematic sense at this point and doesn't really mean much of anything. Like, the whole entire deal with the Saiyans growing powerful as they somehow survive fights, and their next time that they go out and fight, they are stronger. It's kind of a cop-out when you really think about it, because sure, you could have a system where they grow stronger with each passing fight because they barely survived the last fight, but it's kind of boring. I mean, they also train, yes, but if they're just gonna barely scrape by, and then the next time that the other person that they fight is going to be stronger and they barely scrape by again, it's kind of boring after a certain point of just constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again. You have characters that show up, fight, they get stronger, and that's it. And you want me to care about like the whole entire system of it? It gets boring after a while because you know what's going to happen, and you know that they're going to get stronger. Sure, they're training, like I said, but it's entirely a cop-out. On the other hand, Hunter x Hunter power system Nen is quite very so a very, I keep on saying, very well thought out power system. They have Nen that is different to each person. Each person has different unique powers, and as well as different levels of energy that they can expend. I don't know the exact aura. There it is. Aura that they can expend and all that. And it makes interesting, unique fights because you don't know how someone's going to win. You could have someone that is very, like, super strong and has such an incredible, awesome power fight someone that is weaker. But if that person that's weaker has a better understanding of their power than the person that is, sure, extremely strong, you still think that they could win against that person. Granted, sometimes you have incredibly different odds, but if you have two masters of the craft and both of them are fighting each other, and both of them you would believe that they are in a situation where they are relatively at equal standards, but their powers are the only thing that will separate them. If someone, the weaker person could still technically beat the stronger person if they have a better understanding of their opponent, how their powers work, and how everything about it changes. Which makes fights more interesting, makes them more dynamic and changeable. You understanding your powers makes it so that you know how well they work in certain situations, as well as knowing the best time to use them. And it's fucking fantastic. It also talks about, like, in certain parts, talks about don't try to do something you can't. If you try to do something that you cannot, and you fuck up because of that, you're sort of putting yourself in a situation where you are going to be weaker because you decided to do something that your Nen wasn't supposed to do. That is interesting. Comparably to Dragon Ball, if you're stronger than the other person, you're probably going to win. And if you're one of the main characters, don't worry about dying because, you know, they can revive you with the Dragon Balls. It sucks. And there's many other examples that I could choose from, and it's just one of these situations where I hope that more stories take from Hunter x Hunter in the sense of how powers work than Dragon Ball. Which is nothing to say that Dragon Ball isn't a good series. It's just that when it comes to just looking at the base power of it, it's kind of boring. And when you also factor in Super Saiyan, like when Super Saiyan was first introduced, it was crazy, it was revolutionized, and it probably could have ended there, but of course not. They had to add in Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, if you care about GT, technically Super Saiyan 4, but not canon. Then there's Super Saiyan God, and then there's Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which turned into Super Saiyan Blue, and then Super Saiyan Red, and then there's Ultra Instincts. Like, the different sets of, you are essentially railroading yourself to constantly be going up a hill that will never actually see the top because you keep on putting more and more stuff, and the fucking Saiyans don't really have a plateau, so it's kind of boring after a point with the powers. The series itself, the fights are kind of interesting at points, but when you boil it down to it, it's just them punching each other and no real strategy. Yeah, it's an annoyance. And many other series that I've read are somewhat also at fault for this. I could also talk about other series with other interesting power systems, but that would take a lot longer. Ones that have very interesting power systems that I'll just mention is JoJo's The Stand ability, sort of similar vein of Hunter x Hunter, where you need to have strategies and understanding of your stands to be able to better utilize them. What's another one? Oh yeah. Shoko Tenshin, probably butcher that, Jobless Reincarnation, has a fantasy sort of magic system, but people in that, like, the main character had to learn all that, and you actually watch him learn that, and sure, he's super strong, but he can still get his ass handed to him if he's not careful and strategizes, so that's great. I wish more did that. The other good ones that I know of are, where is it? Give me 1 second, I'll find it. Where is it? Where are the drugs going? I'm an idiot. I don't know, there are other ones, I just can't remember where they are. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Oh, Black Clover is an interesting one for power systems magic, yes. And sometimes it does sort of feel a little bit like that Dragon Ball, but other times the characters know their powers and know that what they're strong against, what they're weak against, as well as not having Asta's anti-magic be all-encompassing and to be able to defeat everything. If he gets hit, he's still getting fucking hit with magic, and sure, he's built up his body to be able to withstand that, but he's still getting fucked up, you know? So, it's all very interesting. Different powers. There's so many of them. I should have thought of other ones before I started recording this video, but that's the main gist of it, is that you should make more complex power systems for your stories instead of just having the power systems be exponentially better because the plot says so, instead of having the characters sort of grow and have that sort of situation where they are getting better, but you know, just make it so that it feels like that and it isn't just tainted. You know, that's all I'm asking. That was a bit of a ramble, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know if you will because it was rambly. Hope you are all enjoying Elden Ring. If you are playing Elden Ring, if you're not playing Elden Ring, go ahead, fucking play it, man. My tattoo artist, I was getting this. We just talked about Elden Ring to the point where I went out and bought it the next day because sitting getting a tattoo for 2 hours while you're the person jabbing your skin really makes you just want to play the game. So yeah, that's it. If you want to see more of this stupid face, hit subscribe. If you want to watch more of my videos, you can go do that. If you enjoyed my stupid rambling, hit the like button. It's up to you. Leave a comment down below of what your favorite interesting power system is in manga, anime, video games, novels, fantasy, what have you. I'm interested in it. I could have talked about all the power systems that are within Brandon Sanderson books, because those are fucking interesting, but that would take a while. So yeah, that's it. Be safe, read some manga. That's it. Bye.